Hello and welcome to my channel where we talk about graphology, that is handwriting analysis, and genealogy and psychogenealogy. So please excuse my English, I'm French. And so today I want to talk to you about three extraordinary women and the changes of women's handwriting in time. So last week, the United Kingdom celebrated the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and on this occasion, her handwriting, as well as Victoria's and Diana's handwritings, have been shown and commented in the media. So I'm not going to comment on them, but rather I'm going to compare them to other women's handwritings. So here they are, and I think it's interesting to look at them side by side, like in this picture, and realize how these three generations of women represent the evolution which society, and especially women, have been through during the last 2 centuries. So these three handwritings are really representatives of three generations of women from the 19th century up to today. And during this period of time, the status of women has changed, as we all know, and we can see that through women's handwritings. In fact, it concerns everyone. These changes, I mean, common men and women, as psychology has evolved, and we can see that also among the elites and in the monarchy, whose predominant figures are representatives of everyone else and follow the same trends as us. So we can see that very clearly through these three handwritings, and I think it's rather striking. So let's look at them. Okay, so here you have the three of them, and now I'm going to show you Victoria. I'm going to show them all to you first, and then I'll comment on Victoria. Here you have Elisabeth, and here you have Diana. Okay. Here you have comparison of the three handwritings. So Victoria on the left, Elisabeth in the center, and then Diana in the right. You see, for example, words that are the same, like thank in Victoria and thank in Diana. You have day from Elisabeth and Victoria, and then every and some. Well, it's just some small patches so that you can compare the three. And then we have the three with Victoria on top, Elisabeth, and then Diana. So let's go back to Victoria now. And let's see how representative of her time she is, with her well-structured, angular, lean, connected and compact handwriting. Also with this obstructed movement. Okay, so this reveals self-discipline, being demanding on oneself and others, courage also, the importance of duty and doing what you're supposed to do, holding oneself stiff, not complaining or being self-centered, strictness, severity, adherence to rules, conformism, a sense of dignity, freely knowing who you are and where your place is, and with all this comes emotional restraint, keeping your feelings to yourself, being uptight and frustration. Okay, so this was the norm at the time, and if you have kept your great-grandparents' handwritings or grandparents, as you should, because it is a great way to know them, to learn about them, if you have their handwritings analyzed. Well, it's really a trace they left of who they were, and through their handwritings you can really connect with them and discover their personality. So it's a real treasure we should all keep and use to understand them and their lives. I really advise you to do that. And so if you do that, that is the kind of handwriting you will usually find. Of course, there will be differences, but really, here you have 3 examples from 19th century handwritings. Victoria on top, and then there are random women. And you see that you can find these same traits in their handwritings. And most women also would write like this, except if they were really different apart from all the norms from society and more personalized creative people. So I could show you some of those, but I don't have them here. It's not my point today. So yeah, this is really typical of 19th century handwritings. Okay. Then with the 20th century and the women's rights, 20th century we get to Elisabeth. And the women's rights movements and the changes in society, changes appeared in women's behavior, of course, and in their personality, and their place in society changed. The expectations weighing on them was somewhat lessened or alleviated, and with that the handwritings begin to change, and we see the grip of those moral standards loosen, with handwritings freeing themselves from the copybook handwriting to become more personalized, more representative of each person's uniqueness in some way, and at the same time the structure is often less rigid, more supple. So these handwritings, as well as the personality of the writers, are more individualized, less subjugated by society and its rules. So here it's here. So some 20th century handwriting. So you have Elisabeth at the right. I put also Margaret Thatcher, who has a very nice, interesting handwriting. And below is Jackie Kennedy. So, of course, these are 3 extraordinary women, but they are also representative of what is happening in society and these changes that happened. Then later in the 20th century, this trend widens, gains momentum, and we have handwritings like Diana's, with bigger, inflated, dominant middle zone and lots of loops. And it's so representative of our time, where the individual and its comfort matters more than the collective. Globally, this points out towards a more self-centered approach to life, taking care first of one's needs and desires, and forgetting about more collective needs or duties. The individual comes first and foremost here, and is very demanding emotionally. And he needs to feel comfortable and have all his needs taken care of. Yeah, so it's really emotions and feelings coming first, with this also a greedy need for recognition. The self has come out of the closet, so to speak, and is getting all the attention, compared to what we had before in 19th century with, this kind of handwritings. And now we have this, and again, I can show you also more examples. So here you have Diana on top left, and a French actress on the right, and below a French singer. And they all have these bigger inflated middle zone. You can compare them to these, and you see it's really different. And this kind of handwriting is now very frequent among women, mostly women nowadays. all kinds of handwritings. It's not the only kind, of course, the only type you can find, but this is kind of typical and really frequent. Yeah, so as we saw, the handwritings have evolved from these lean, angular, obstructed, kind of girdle handwritings to bigger, rounded, inflated middle zone. And this has been happening in parallel with the evolution of the status and role of women, not accepting anymore to sacrifice and silence themselves to embody the ideal of pure, obedient, self-sacrificing women exclusively devoted to their family. And they became more self-centered and wanting to play a part and be recognized. So it's kind of swinging from one extreme to the other. In these handwritings, okay, it's not doesn't concern everybody, but it's a trend. And both patterns do not really allow the free expression of an original or creative personality. In fact, it's like a new straitjacket in a way, which can be as rigid as the old one and imprisons women unconsciously in a type of behavior which they will have to break free from to become really individualized. So it's like maybe a mere change of uniform. Even though the new uniform might seem much more comfortable, it is still a uniform behind which the real personality is hiding. And there's something also reassuring in wearing the uniform you're supposed to wear and not having to think about what you are going to wear. I think maybe it's an explanation for this, I don't know. So anyway, I thought it was interesting to observe this evolution of handwritings and women personalities through the examples of these three extraordinary women who are in fact like us in many ways and reflect the trends of society at a given time, the zeitgeist of that time. So thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe and tell me what you think in the comment section below. And I see you soon in another video. Bye bye.